This is an interactive video lesson that will help you adapt creative ideas to the cultural context of the host country, maintaining the essence of Ukrainian identity but transforming the form to be accessible and relevant to diverse audiences. Having this competency means that you can adapt creative ideas to different cultural contexts while preserving cultural identity and authentic messaging. Adjust visual and narrative elements, colors, symbols, language, to suit the sensibilities of the local audience. Analyze cultural differences and their impact on the reception of creative products. Use feedback from the local audience to optimize cultural products. Use digital tools for market research and adaptation of creations. To develop this skill, we invite you to watch a short animated video, learn more about adapting your creative ideas to different cultures, and then take a self-assessment exercise.
In this lesson, we will explore cultural adaptation, the ability to preserve your creative and cultural identity while adjusting how you present your creations to different audiences. Many creators mistakenly believe that adaptation means giving up authenticity and personal expression. In reality, adaptation means finding ways to ensure that your message is understood and appreciated in diverse cultural contexts, without losing your roots or personal values. Adaptation is not compromise, but understanding the cultural environment and how people react to colors, symbols, styles, and stories. Think about it. The same story can be told in many ways through different colors, different styles, different examples or metaphors, but the essence remains the same. For example, a story about courage can be illustrated with minimalist stylized images for an urban audience or with rich, traditional illustrations for a rural audience. You can use practical scenarios. Imagine that you are launching a cultural awareness campaign in a country other than your own, with different traditions and meanings. How do you adjust your colors, message, and symbols to be received positively? Which traditional elements do you keep and which do you reinterpret? How do you do that? Through exercises like these, you will learn to create products that are both authentic and effective, that respect cultural diversity and stimulate empathy. In addition, cultural adaptation also includes the ability to anticipate the emotional and social impact of your message so that you can create authentic connections with your audience. Your identity remains constant, your values, traditions, emotions, and inner message. What changes is the form of expression. For example, traditional embroidery can be reinterpreted in a minimalist design for the German market. The same motifs can be stylized more richly for audiences in Southern Europe, and the story of migration can be told as a children's illustration or an art film for adults. Always ask yourself, what message am I conveying? How can I present it in a way that the audience can relate to emotionally? Add metaphors, symbolic colors, interactive elements, or different visual structures to make the message more accessible and easier to understand. Adjusting the form can include fonts, tactile materials, sounds, animations, or movement, each element contributing to the audience's perception. Concrete examples: promoting a culinary tradition can be achieved through simplified illustrations for young people or detailed videos for enthusiasts. Social stories can be conveyed through animations, illustrations, or interactive skits. Adjusting the form does not diminish the value of the creation, but makes it more accessible and appreciated. In addition, continuous training and observation of how the public reacts to various forms of expression helps you develop a coherent and adaptable style. Every culture has its own sensitivities, colors, historical and religious symbols, or communication style, direct or subtle, formal or emotional. Ignoring these differences can create confusion or negative reactions, while knowing them can turn the idea into a cultural success. For example, a positive symbol in one country may be interpreted negatively in another, colors have different connotations, and geometric shapes can be loaded with local meanings. Sensitive adaptation allows the message to be understood universally without compromising authenticity. Always test visual and narrative elements with local groups. Analyze similar campaigns, study audience reactions, and adjust symbols, colors, and messages to avoid confusion and maximize impact. This attention to cultural details makes the difference between an ignored product and one that is appreciated and memorable. Cultural sensitivities also include how emotions, values, and social norms are perceived, and adapting them can transform creation into a tool for education and inclusion. Localization involves adapting visual language, words, and storytelling style. A message that is effective in one country may seem too intense or too cold in another. Small adjustments can create the feeling, "This creation speaks to me too." For example, a cultural campaign may have a more positive and playful tone in one region and a more formal tone in another, and colors and symbols must respect local cultural perceptions. Localization combines cultural knowledge with creativity to produce accurate, emotional, and memorable messages. Adjusting visual, textual, and media content helps connect with the audience and increases the relevance of the creation. In addition, localization may involve adapting narrative scenarios, visual stories, or examples to be culturally relevant and easy to understand. A good idea should not be launched without testing. Speak with 3 to 5 individuals from the local audience, show them sketches, prototypes, or visual materials, and ask them what they understand and feel when they look at your creation. Their feedback becomes a guide for improvement, allowing you to adjust colors, symbols, visual language, and message. Regular testing creates a routine for refinement, helps anticipate unexpected reactions, and provides an opportunity to improve the product before launch. Collaborative testing with diverse groups increases the relevance and acceptance of the creation. It includes digital testing for colors, fonts, animations, sounds, or interactivity. Continuous testing and adaptation based on feedback are essential for cultural and commercial success. Discussions with the audience can also reveal unexpected interpretations, allowing for adjustments that increase empathy and understanding of the message. Canva, Pinterest, Instagram, and Google Trends show you what styles are in demand, what emotional themes are popular, and what types of images attract attention. These tools don't dictate your creation, but help you communicate it effectively and maximize its impact. You can analyze colors, fonts, visual structure, and the types of content preferred by your audience. It is important to pay attention to your audience and try to understand their preferences. By combining digital data with your own creative vision, you can create products with artistic value and real impact. Adjust your content, test different variations, and use digital feedback to maximize audience responsiveness and engagement. Digital data analysis allows you to make informed decisions, anticipate trends, and tailor your message to specific audience segments. Cultural adaptation does not erase your identity, it makes it more visible to the world, it makes it known. Creativity develops through openness, experimentation, and cultural dialogue. Flexibility does not mean compromise, but the ability to find multiple ways for your message to be understood and appreciated. Consider feedback, trends, and audience reactions. Watch and listen to what those who see your creations, those who come into contact with your art, say and show. Openness to cultural dialogue allows for the creation of products that unite, inspire, and respect diversity. Intelligent adjustments and continuous experimentation transform challenges into opportunities for innovation and constant development. Creative flexibility means learning from every experience, experimenting and maintaining the authenticity of the message and cultural identity, ensuring a real and lasting impact. In addition, creative flexibility includes intercultural collaboration, continuous reflection on audience reactions, and adapting communication strategies to achieve the desired effect. Now we invite you to the quiz section, where you can test your knowledge by answering the following questions. Tick the correct answer. Regardless of whether you chose correctly or incorrectly, you will be given an explanation for the answer. Let's begin. That's all for this lesson. Thank you for participating. Follow the program in eStudio to deepen your key skills for entrepreneurship in the cultural and creative sectors. Upon successful completion of the course, you will receive the digital badge Success in CCS, I Can Do It.